What's up, homies? Welcome to another episode of the Homeys Real Estate Podcast. This is Anthony.
I'm Angel.
I'm a realtor.
I'm a lender.
And hopefully together we can break down what's happening in the Orange County real estate market. Yep, it's the beginning of the month. That means it's time to go over the numbers for September. And boy, this market is really tough in Orange County. We just went over Los Angeles County updates. Orange County is a little bit different. And I'm going to break it down for you. And then afterwards, we're going to dissect it and then give our opinions of the market and projections moving forward. So you want to make sure you're listening to this on YouTube or any form of social media so you can see the charts for yourself. I think it'll be a little bit easier to dissect. With that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Rocket rounds like usual. So median sales price in Orange County remained the same from last month. It's about $900,000 and is up about $113,000 since January of this year. When we look at the number of active listings, this did increase. We have about 200 more active listings, but hasn't really changed much since January of this year. When we look at inventory month supply, right? So if there was no more homes listed in Orange County, it would take 1.3 months for the current homes on the market to be sold. That's incredibly fast in a balanced market. We're talking 5 to 6 months. So we're in an extreme seller's market. It did increase from 1.2 to 1.3, but it's not much of an increase there. When we look at median days on market, it's at 8 days. So it's remained 8 days since last month and pretty much been under 10 days throughout the whole entire year. So it's a really tough market in Orange County. You really have, 4 days to show the property, another 4 days for negotiations, and then boom, most of these homes are into escrow. So it's really important you're pre-qualified and prepared to put in a strong offer if you're looking for a home in Orange County. And then lastly, you really want to take your attention to closed volume. So closed volume, it's pretty much the number of sales multiplied by the median sales price, and that gives you what your closed volume is, right? And right now, it's about $7 billion in Orange County, which is a lot for September. It's almost 3% more than last month, and about 40% more than 2016 to 2020. So we have a lot more closed volume, and it's really driven by this extremely high sales price, right? Because we're record highs right now. Haven't really budged much recently. So Angel, what catches your attention about this Orange County real estate market?
I think, like how you said, it's crazy, and I think what's crazy too is just like it's literally neighboring county to LA County, and how different the market is as far as the change is. I think it's kind of astonishing to me, but Orange County is super competitive still, right? So days on market are it's not budging. It's under 10 days. I'm interested to see if it'll stay below 10 days the rest of the year. Month supplies, it did go up a little bit, so that is a good sign. Hopefully it continues to increase. I think it will, as we mentioned the LA County podcast. It's the winter month, so that's the seasonality of real estate, right? It continues to increase during this time. But nevertheless, I do think it's gonna. I hope that it calms down a little bit in Orange County. I'm sure it's been super competitive for you people looking in Orange County, but right now it's just it's staying strong as an extremely competitive market. But hopefully over the next 2-3 months it does slow down for you guys.
Yeah, that's a
for
great
your buyers, by the way, buyers.
Yeah, that's a great point. So it's really interesting, like Angel mentioned, that LA County and Orange County, typically very similar markets, right? And they're very similar the first half of the year, just extremely competitive, just going up. Like, didn't look like prices were going to go down anytime soon. And then LA County started to really mellow out. Orange County, if you look at the median sales price, it hasn't really gone up much since May of 2021, right? So May of 2021, we're looking at $900,000, and it's still $900,000. But the thing to pay attention to is this median price per square foot, because in LA County, the last couple of months, even though it hasn't gone up, the median price per square foot kind of plateaued. It stayed the same. In Orange County, it's just been going up every single month. Like, it hasn't stopped. So there wasn't really a true indication that prices are going down, because they're still paying more per square foot, even though the median sales price is down, right? So it finally just increased $1. So this is the smallest increase of the year. I'm hoping for buyers' sake that median price per square foot kind of finally plateaus like LA County did a while ago, and I'm hoping that median sales price finally starts to go down a little bit. Like it has gone down $5,000 in the last 5 months, but typically we see median sales price drop off around $15,000-$20,000 from the peak season to winter, and there hasn't been much indication showing that it's gonna drop off. So it is a little bit difficult of a market right now for buyers. Angel, what catches your attention about these active listings and these inventory levels here?
I mean, again, I think I mentioned a little bit, but those are good signs, right? So more listings on the market leads to less competition, right? As there's more options for you buyers. Same thing with month supplies, it is increasing. So I expect both of those. I don't know about actually both of them, yeah, active listings and month supplies. I expect both of them to gradually increase through the rest of this year. Again, just because of the seasonality of real estate, it's it's winter months, holiday season. People are calming down, not looking as much, so it should increase. Again, Anthony said Orange County is a little funky right now, so who knows? But it is a good sign that it's going to be hopefully a little bit less competitive for you buyers, and hopefully even maybe bring down the the median sales price a little bit in Orange County.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we look at this inventory levels in Orange County, we can see that active listings just went up a tad bit. When we look at inventory month supply, it just went up a tad bit. When we look at median days on market, it plateaued at 8. I mean, it's not the lowest we've been of the year, 7. So I mean, there's incremental shifts, right, that are slowly starting to transition to a balanced market, but it's gonna be a while until we're in a situation like we are in Los Angeles County, right, where median days on market is over 10, inventory month supply is over 2, which is still an extreme seller's market, but right now we're like in a very dire buyer's market. Like it's an extreme seller's market in Orange County. I would say that the seasonality of real estate tells us that a lot of buyers take breaks during the fall because of school, because of the holidays, because the weather's just not as great. So that does provide a little window there for buyers to try to get a better deal or it just not be as competitive. And then I think it's really important to note that interest rates are expected to increase, and they're expected to increase. Right now, they're sitting at about 3 or just under 3%. By Q2 of next year, according to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the National Association of Realtors, the Mortgage Bankers Association, they should be at about 3.5%. So in the next 6 months, interest rates are expected to increase quite a bit, and that's going to impact how much your monthly payment is by about $200 or so, depending on the loan amount. So again, I think the most important thing for you buyers is not necessarily that median sales price, but that monthly mortgage payment, right? The cost is more important than the price for most people. So I think that's something important to know. Do you have any insight about mortgage rates right now?
Yeah, so rates, they have kind of gone up a little bit over the last couple weeks. Been pretty stagnant over the last week. But about 2 weeks ago, they went up a little bit. So FHA still, really good, mid 2s. So good rates for FHA, mid to high 2s, depending if it's a high balance loan or not. And then also for conventional, it depending if it's high balance or not as well. FICO score, all that stuff, you can get, high 2s, low 3s right now. So rates are still really good. They did go up a little bit, but they're still very, very competitive and historically speaking, amazing rates.
Yeah, absolutely, Angel. That's a great point there. So let's give projections, Angel. So what do you think Orange County is going to look like for the remainder of the year?
It's a little difficult with Orange County, but yeah, I'm gonna same thing with LA County. I mean, LA County is already showing that trend in that direction, but I'm just gonna go off of historically speaking with real estate. I expect sales price to decrease, not too much, but maybe $10,000 by the end of the year, $15,000 in Orange County, more homes on the market, more month supplies, which essentially means is it's just more and more opportunities for you buyers, right? That's what I think is going to end up happening, just historically speaking, with real estate.
Yeah, I think Angel's kind of right on the point with it. I think prices will probably end the year around $10,000 less. So right now we're looking at $900,000 median sales price. I think we'll probably end the year around $890,000. In Orange County, the drop off from the peak season to the winter time isn't as big. Like in Orange County, we're typically seeing like a 25K drop off. In Los Angeles County, a 25K drop off. In Orange County, typically like a 15, maybe 10K drop off. So I think it can drop off like another $10,000. If interest rates do increase a little bit faster, that drop off might be a little bit more because you qualify for less, purchasing power is less, and that impacts everybody. But yeah, I think we'll end the year around 890. I think the number of active listings is probably going to kind of stay where it's at right now because we don't get as many active listings in the winter. But I would say that the days on market is probably going to increase. I think we're going to end the year, I think, 10. Like, I really do think we'll get a couple more,
more days, yeah.
I think we'll get from 8 to 10. We were at 12 last year, just to give you an idea. So I think we can get from 8 days on market to 10. Again, median days on market and inventory month supply are going to be your best indications of whether we're in a buyer's market or seller's market. Active listings, not necessarily, just because the seasonality of real estate tells us that in December, we always have half as many listings as we do in January. It's just the way the market works, right? Half as many in December, half as many as we do in June, I'm saying. So that's just the way the market works. So the best indication is going to be those inventory month supply, days on market. That's what you really want to keep your eyes on, buyers. And then sellers, like, it's just a really good time if you're a seller. It really is. Like, in both markets, whether you're in Los Angeles County or Orange County, right now, it's really competitive. And we know that interest rates are expected to increase. So if they're expected to increase, purchasing power for these buyers is going to go down, and that's going to be difficult for you to sell your home for more. So there is some nuggets there.
And one thing to mention too, for you sellers that are going to be buyers, take advantage of the rates as well, right? So you don't want to wait until there's less competition, and then when you're buying, your rates also higher, right? And we might as well take advantage of both. And a lot of times with I think Anthony can attest to this, a lot of you sellers that are selling your home are coming in with large down payments, right? So what that means is you're gonna have the most competitive offer out there. So that's something to your advantage. That if you are gonna sell and buy, right now is an extremely good time for both it's a seller's market, an extreme seller's market, and interest rates are still great.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a great point. So if you're looking to either upsize or downsize, and you have a home and you're gonna sell to purchase, you're going to be able to take a lot of equity, especially if you've been in that home for at least 3 years. We're talking $200,000+ in equity for a majority of people. Mm-hmm. That's going to give you at least 25% down for a home, right? And then you put that down, and your payment is going to be very similar to what it is now, maybe even less.
Yeah.
Because the interest rates are lower than what it was when you first bought your home, mm-hmm. 3 years ago. So, or 3+ years ago. So, with that said, homies, I hope this gives you a good idea of the Orange County real estate market. If you're a buyer, keep your head up. Look in the fall. It's a really good idea. And then for you sellers, good time to sell right now. Very, very good time to sell right now. And if you want to sell and you want to know what your home is worth, hit up your boy. And I'll give you a good estimate.
There we go. Let's do that.
And where can we find you at?
At Your Mortgage Angel on Instagram.
At Your Mortgage Angel on Instagram. You can find us at the Love on Those Group. Thank you, homies. I wish you all the best. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, homies. It's Anthony. This podcast contains my opinions and is for educational purposes only. It does not guarantee any projections and should not serve as a basis for any purchase or sale in real estate.